Good evening and welcome. I'm Abs of October Red, and guess what? It's Friday. It's Friday, and we're doing a live watch along. This time it's for Queensbury's Noakes versus, I'm going to say, is it Ceglia? Italian name. So if you're just joining us now, welcome. If you've been waiting since 8:30, you know what the Queensbury shows are like. Sometimes they can get these certain names popping out that I thought I've already fought. They came on a bit late, so I thought I'd join in a bit late. How are you all anyway? Thank you for those that tuned in to Fraser Clark's little mini visit that we had yesterday, but he had to get off because he had important phone calls to answer. Obviously, he's a busy boy. He's going up against Fabio Wardley. What? October the 12th? I was about to say it's not that long away. So he's deep in camp, getting prepared. And I'd say this fight's more important than the first one that they had. There's a lot on the line here and great expectations from us, the fans, for both of those guys to perform. But enough of that. I think we are going on to, I think Stephen Cairns, is it versus Ezekiel Gregores? Is a fight that's going up now. But I just wanted to catch up with you guys as subscribers. I haven't spoke to you in a bit. I've been a bit aloof on YouTube, really. So I'm going to apologize for that. But one thing that I did want to talk about, obviously, we've had a few bits and bobs leak out there on X. There's been a few interesting topics, and I thought I'd cover some of them before we get into the fights. Now, obviously, there was a rumor that started, and I think I've got to credit No Smoke Boxing for this one, where they said that O'Hara Davis was going to be facing Adam Azim. They didn't give a date, etc. And then I think O'Hara came out and said, "You lot behave, fake news, etc., etc." But then, as you know, we've had the official announcements, so that fight's actually happening. We've had the date. I think it's October the 19th, and it's Boxer's very first show at the Copper Box. So we see this working together. This multi-promotional working is actually starting to push through because you're seeing the fights. I mean, Eddie Hearn doesn't usually box at the Copper Box either. He's had fights there, and now Ben Shalom's in there. So Adam Azim versus O'Hara Davis. I think that's a risky fight for Adam Azim because of the experience of O'Hara, and we know what O'Hara is actually capable of. I think it's a good fight. Don't get me wrong. I'm more than happy with the fight, and I think the matchmaking on that is really credible. But what did you guys think when you saw the announcement? Let me know in the chat. And we've got some people indoors. Dunfor, good evening. How are you? James, good evening to yourself as well. Chris, how are you? It's been a minute. Hope you're good. You know what I mean. Info leaking out on X. Not sure how where O'Hara is, but good fight for Azim. Yeah, I think I'll agree with that as well. And it's probably a better fight than Eubank. And then we almost, as if by magic, had Harlem Eubank announce that he signed a multi-year deal or a deal extension. I don't want to get the quotes wrong, with Wasserman. So hopefully they'll have some more fights lined up for us. Interesting fight that with Adam Azim. Definitely a good fight, and one that I'm definitely looking forward to. I couldn't tell you the last time O'Hara fought. We do know that Adam's been out with injury. So yeah, let's see what happens October the 19th. A lot of things happen in October. I won't be biased and say that's the best month of the year. But anyway, yeah, Jamie Takivi versus Franklin Ignatius has also been announced on that card as well. The second of, I'm presuming there's going to be a lot more fights. I think I've got to credit, I think it was IFL TV, because I think they interviewed Ben Shalom today, and he said that there's going to be a press conference for that card coming next week, so that'll be interesting. So Jamie Takivi, heavyweights now, versus Franklin Ignatius. I do like that fight as well. To be fair, 2 fights, no complaints from me whatsoever. I do like Jamie Takivi. He's a really nice guy. So that should be, even though I think he's probably further on than Franklin, but we'll see how it goes because I don't know what Franklin's been up to, how he's improved, etc., etc. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm going to say my point of view, my opinion, which can be wrong, but I do have one. I do favour Jamie Takivi in that fight. So yeah, let's have a look in the chat. Hold on a second, Chris. I was a bit, yeah, that was random, but it's a credible fight. I'm in your camp, could be risky for Razim. Same time, Ahara got bashed up by a 40-year-old Barroso. Do you think he had a bit of stage fright with that one, or it was just down to a bad performance? I don't know. So it's a bit of a tricky one with Ahara, but it is a good matchup. Raymond, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. And I'm glad you're all right, Chris. Yeah, have a look at him, James. He fought Jose Stewart twice. So have a look at him. I think the first one was a draw, and then Ignatius got the win the second time. So when it comes to activity, I can't tell you when the last time he fought. Jamie hasn't fought for a bit either. I think the last fight he had was against that Dobby Dervinchenko, the one that beat Matty Harris. And I don't know who he's fought after that, if he's fought anyone. So activity is key with these guys. But I am going to say, just off the top of my head, I do believe that Jamie's the favourite. Get back to winning ways. Yeah, he had the fight. He won his last fight. He boxed really well. So yeah, it'll be another good one to get on his record as he works his way back into the heavyweights. Inactivity has been a problem. Lately we've seen it more. We've seen, unfortunately, I don't know if you've heard, Johnny Fisher's injured, so now they've moved. I think that card was supposed to be in London, but they've moved that back to Sheffield with Rhiannon Dixon, Terry Harper headlining it as well. So Fisher, and I was looking forward to that fight as well, but obviously that's now postponed. Don't know what the injury. Everything obviously has just come out. I know that Johnny was working hard, sitting him in the gym doing his bit. So it is what it is. And this is boxing. Must be frustrating though, because we've had a few fights where people tend to be injured. So I don't know. We'll see. Potentially stage fright for Davies, to be fair. If it's one of those fights, Azim will tell us about both. Yeah, I totally agree. But it is a good matchup. I will never argue with that. It's like, when I saw that, I was like, okay. Nice. I like the fact that Shane McGuigan is confident in his fighter to put him in as well with such an experienced fighter. Like you said, a lot of questions are going to be answered. I can't pick one with that. I can't pick a favorite with that one. Like I said, O'Hara's got that experience. Oh, let's have a look. So Raymond's saying Shane has prepped for O'Hara when Taylor fought him. Oh, yes. So probably fancies it. What a good point. I forgot that Shane trains Josh Taylor as well. Raymond, spot on. That just went clean over my head. I remember the press conference for that. Yes, spot on. I think if Azim is going anywhere, he beats O'Hara with a degree of ease. Can't believe that O'Hara is still fighting. It's one of them. You just don't know. But I forgot, yeah. Shane McGuigan's fought him before. How much, if anything, has O'Hara changed his style? So that could be quite interesting, to be fair. I like it. Oh, did you guys see Oscar De La Hoya? This is me catching up on X, because what I tend to do is I'll go on there and YouTube. Those tend to be my places of entertainment and enjoyment when it comes to catching up with the boxing. Instagram's just like the superficial stuff. TikTok, it's not really filtering out into there yet, but I think we've got time to change that. But we saw Oscar De La Hoya. I'm not sure if it was Clapback Thursday or I don't know. It was just one of his posts where he was saying that he's actually going to watch the UFC rather than watching, obviously, Canelo versus Berlanga. Absolutely wild. He is funny. He is entertaining. And what I am going to do, and because I haven't done it, I haven't watched his press conferences, or if I did years ago, I clearly forgot what they were like. because he is an absolute character. He's wild and he just doesn't care. I'm sure he was shirtless in that as well. He didn't have a top on. Crazy. But you know what? If he's gone from a fighter, a champion, to a promoter, causing trouble with absolutely everybody. And if you cross him, that's it. He's laying it out there for everybody to see. Entertaining as long as you're on the outside. Must be slightly frustrating if you're one of them on the inside or it's directed at you. You reckon he's, I don't know. It brings more eyes, doesn't it? Because I still think there's going to be a lot of eyes on the Belanga Canelo fight anyway. Canelo's like the biggest name out there, so UFC is its own animal. And is Oscar going to go to the UFC? We'll have to see, won't we? Oh, Chris's Riley versus Isaac Chamberlain signed at the end of November, apparently. Interesting. Was that on why is that ringing a bell? I think I might have seen that earlier. Is that No Smoke? That might be No Smoke as well. Again, I think is that with Ben Shalom again today at that media day that they had? That is ringing a bell, but I'd have to confirm that one because I haven't written that down for a reason. But the fight that should have happened, but we can argue about Chef Clark all day long as well. But Isaac Chamberlain, Vidal Riley, absolutely, I like that fight. I do like that fight a lot. I like both fighters as well. So yeah, I think I'm going to sit firmly on the fence with that one. Even though I've got a lot of time, like I said, for both of them. And Vidal always shouts out my videos, actually. See, this is when it gets a bit tricky, and it's like, because I'm not afraid to take a side. So I'm going to have a think about that one. I'm going to have a think about it because they're both cool. Good evening, Kayoshi. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Good. I'm okay. As I'm hope you guys are well. Never mind about me. Hope you guys are well. You know what I'm like. I'll stay in the chat for a bit and then I'll jump on the comms after. It's only because I like to catch up with you guys because we haven't spoken in ages. Let me know if anything's happening, if anything that I've missed in the boxing world that might have slipped over the top of my head as well. But yeah, I'm going to catch up with you guys. You know what it is. Oh, I've got to put my banner up, haven't I? Hold on a minute. Hold on, is this it? I've got to put my banner up because I've got to do my advertising. I'm not going to say the necessaries at the bottom, but what I will say is thank you to all the recent subscribers. I've had a little bit of a spike today, but I'm going to have to, in fact, before I go on, I want to say a personal thank you to Eddie Hearn, who shouted me out today on the stomping ground. Had a couple people send me the clip through on my IG and said, look, Eddie Hearn shouted you out. I've shouted him out on my Insta to say thank you, but I want to do it on here as well. He's good like that, and I rate him for it because boxing is a very, very small world, and you hear things, and I know that he's been very, very complimentary about my work behind my back as well, not just on other people's channels. He said it to me and he said it to other people, not on camera, that have come back and told me. So a massive, huge respect to Eddie Hearn. But I've got to thank Charlie Parsons on the stomping grounds because that's obviously the video he said it on. So yeah, anyway, here we are. Dana won't let him in. They don't get on at all. Okay, so it just could be a bit of he's on the wind up, isn't he? Intriguing fight. Josh Kelly versus Liam Smith. Think Kelly beats him. We'll see, won't we? It is a good fight, to be fair. Liam Smith, calculated. If he's at his right weight, he's happy. No injuries. He's a problem. He warms up later on as well, Raymond. That's the thing about Liam. Obviously, he's used to doing them longer rounds. He's a former world champion. He's got that experience, and I'm just trying to think how many rounds has Josh gone up to 10 or 12? I like Josh Kelly as well. Like both of them. Good fight. And that is that's on the 21st, isn't it? Yeah. So that's coming up. Hopefully, guys, I should be there. So I won't be doing a watch along for that. Yeah. Thank you, James. Yeah, I just popped up with that. Bless him. He looks after me. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to start paying him for these shout outs, and I. Riley, Chamberlain fighting each other at the perfect time for me. Yeah, Vidal Riley, I know he hurt his ribs in his last fight and he managed to like soldier through that. To me, it was like a little bit anticlimactic, but then when you listen to what happened to him, he was still boxing incredibly well. With basically one side, you hurt your ribs, you can't rotate as well as you could. It's painful. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this fight. We know that Isaac Chamberlain can get involved in an absolute war as well. Not afraid of that, is he? When you look at it, Vidal Riley, younger, sharper, crisper fighter, really moves around the ring, back foot as well. I like the way he's just so comfortable in the ring. But yeah, solid fight. Solid fight. Yeah, Fisher card seems to be cursed. This is cursed. That is cursed. What film's that out of? The Mummy, 1999. Went to the cinema to watch that. Jack Catterall was injured. Yep, got rescheduled, and now the replacement headliner has fallen off. Yeah, you spot on actually, because that was the original card, wasn't it? Well, it just depends how long Johnny's going to be out, though. What injury has he got? Chef Clark probably moving on to bigger things. Yeah, he had a good fight with what was his name? Was it Coyote? I'm gonna get his name wrong now. Am I just guessing names? Really tough, durable opponent. I loved that fight with Chef Clark the other day, Los Angeles. I enjoyed it. That's the type of fights you want to see, isn't it? Good test, good step up for him. I enjoyed that a lot. And yeah, arguably you could say, what level would you say? Because he's the Intercontinental Champion. So yeah, they could push him on. Fringe world level, isn't he? Cruiser. Who would they put him in with next? Let's have a look. Raymond. Very good question, Raymond. What is the new move for Richard? You know, I love the fact that everyone thinks I'm like dialed into Richard Riakporhe. I've really created a narrative with him, and I've got to put my hands up. I ain't heard shit from him. Excuse my French. I haven't heard anything from him since his fight with Chris Billam-Smith. I want to tell you all weird and wonderful stories that I spoke to him. Oh yeah, I just got off the phone to him before I started this live and this. I can't tell you anything because I don't know. But all I will say, Raymond, is go and have a look on X. Put his name in the search bar and see what it brings up. And if anybody wants to put anything in the chat, it's down to you. But X has been Xing. You know what it's like. If you want to find anything out, that is like the morning newspaper for boxing. So there may be some rumors about what he's doing. I can't wait to sit down with him. You know, Richard and I always have in-depth conversations. I absolutely love speaking to him. He is my favorite person in boxing. He's always been supportive as well. I do need to catch up with him. And as soon as I do, I promise I'll let you guys know. Because I want to find out how he feels about the loss as well. I really do. If you was here, you saw me moaning, saying, what are you doing? But we'll see what happens. But we'll see. De La Hoya's clapback Thursdays give me life. He's just that guy, isn't he? Okay, Martin says, got a fancy beefy in that fight. I love it. Martin, elaborate. Tell us why. Tell us why you believe that he wins that fight. And he's a sticky opponent. But Martin, I want you to elaborate because I'm too opinionated sometimes. I know that, but who cares? Oscar doesn't want to give any money he took from Canelo, even if it's just buying his fights. But all right then, can you imagine if boxing didn't have these type of characters involved in it? We would be bored shitless. I'm just going to put it out there. We need these types in boxing. They keep it alive. How many times are you guys sitting there and you're watching an interview and it's like this, or the person that's speaking, it's like that's all you can hear because they've got this like monotone voice. There's no excitement, there's no passion, there's nothing in it, and you're just sitting there like nodding off. Listen, I'm not going to say who, but sometimes I do laugh at the comments that I read when it comes to certain people giving interviews, and some of the common comments are beautiful sleep material. Oh, I needed something to get me off to bed, and it's we need these vibrant characters, and you know for a fact if you were sat anywhere near Oscar De La Hoya or you was listening to one of his interviews online, it'd just be mayhem. So characters like that for me are needed in the sport. Who wants monotone? No one wants monotone. Jordan JG Medford. Good evening, Jordan. I don't think I've seen you pop up on here before. The Mummy on every year, 6 times a year on my TV. It is a classic film. It is. And big up to yourself. I'll tell you a story about when I went to watch that. I used to wear contact lenses before I had laser eye surgery years ago. And I'm one of these naughty people because I've been wearing contact lenses for years. I used to sleep in them. Nah, I must have slept in them, probably kept them in. They weren't 24-hour lenses, put it that way. And literally, I started to get like an infection in my eye, and I was watching the film through one eye in the cinema. So every time I think of the Mummy, and you think obviously they're all wrapped up in that, I think about my one eye watching the film. Never do that, guys. Unless you've got 24-hour contact lenses in, don't keep them in. Don't be lazy. Don't be naughty like I was. Let's have a look. What do you think about Brian Norman Sr. laughing at Eddie for losing the purse bid? I thought it was silly considering they lost out on 1.7 million to fight on an undercard of a prospect. Now, how many times in life have you sort of, I don't know, you've said something because at that time, that's what it is. Like Eddie was saying, yeah, you've turned down that opportunity, blah, blah, blah. And then something's happened and it's backfired. I need to speak. I'm hoping to catch up with either Frank Smith or Eddie Hearn or both of them next week. So I'm going to get it from the horse's mouth on what he thinks about it. I think sometimes in boxing, what do you call it? It's like snakes and ladders, isn't it? Snakes and ladders. It's one of them. And it's happened plenty of times in boxing when you've been made to like eat your words or something's just come and slapped you back in the face. I thought it was odd about the purse bid win because I thought, because obviously you've been seeing what Senior's been saying and all that to-ing and throwing and Eddie having a go at him and his dad doing lives and whatever. So we've seen all of that. So it's one of them, isn't it? You win some, you lose some. But is Junior ever going to get offered that type of money again? Who knows? I didn't even know Boots was going to purse bids, so I didn't even know that. So all of it's a bit of a surprise. I want to catch up with Eddie, and then I've got to watch 5 million videos of them pair going to and froing at it so I can get the full concept of it before I speak to Eddie next week, or Frank, or both. The Mummy Returns. See, I like the Scorpion King. I think the Mummy Returns just got a bit too like dramatic for me. Yeah. Clark fought, that's it, Apache. Very challenging fight for him, big test. That was it, Apache. I just couldn't remember his name. I'm just making up names now, aren't I? Kelly moving up to middleweight, and we don't know what Smith has left, and it's hard to call. Yeah, I can't call that fight either, Chris. Yeah, I think he's abandoned me, James. I'm just waiting for him to pop up with another female YouTuber, that does boxing interviews, because I'm the only conversationalist. I will say that. Everyone else has interviews, and I've never said that. So what am I going to do? He's probably traded me in. I'd like to say with Richard, he might have traded me in for a younger model, but from his track record, we know that's not the case. He likes the older ones, doesn't he? So I might be replaced. Hey, Richard, with maybe an 80-year-old. Who knows? We'll have to see. Hopefully their teeth don't come out like Damon Dash did when he was on his live. Hopefully it doesn't go that far. But speaking of teeth, I really do like to see Ben Shalom's new teeth. They're absolutely amazing. Hi, Ben, if you're watching, and thank you so much for inviting me down to your media day today in London, where I saw you get all of the interviews out. No, that was a joke because I didn't get invited. But hopefully, I'll catch up with Ben soon. But his teeth look amazing. What I'm thinking, I'm actually thinking to do mine, but not go to Turkey for them. Oh yeah, I've got to wait. I've got to wait and see what happens with the midnight train. What's your thoughts on the order of the fights for the? I like the order. Um, Jordan, if it was Beterbiev Bivol, I really couldn't care less who else is on the card. It's just a joy that there's some good fights on there. But Beterbiev Bivol is a fight that I'd always watch if there was like 50 journeyman fights below it. The fact that it's now got so much talent on there, I'm happy with it. I know the Chris Eubank Jr. fight's always going to get some stick because it's once again, it's sort of like stop start with his career, but hopefully he blows this guy out the water and he progresses on where he should be, which is world title contention. But the rest of the fights, the order that they're in, you have absolutely no complaints. Ben Whittaker, one of my favorite fighters as well, absolute superb talent. He's going up against Liam Cameron, and that's a good fight. We saw what happens with the Lyndon Arthur fight with Liam Cameron. That was a close fight, in my opinion. Fair enough. Lyndon Arthur got the win. But this is a nice margin. I like these fights because it's like it's a margin to where they are. I know what Ben Whittaker's capable of. Anybody can say that they know where he's going. But Liam Cameron is a good opponent. I heard a few people saying, well, why didn't he fight the winner? Why didn't he fight Lyndon Arthur? Why not fight Liam Cameron? It was a good fight. It was a close fight. I don't see a problem with him fighting him. I don't know what number he is on the cards. I don't know what the order is. And obviously, we can't forget Fraser Clark going up against Fabio Wardley. I can't wait for that fight. Like I said, I had Fraser on the live the other night. Amazing. I love speaking to Fraser. I'm telling you now, he's a real top guy. I talk to him, not just in interviews, I'll speak to him anyway. Really get on really well with him. Wish him all the best. And Fabio Wardley, brilliant guy as well. But obviously, I see Fraser more. And I want to shout out to Fraser, actually. He has offered, very, very kindly offered, to sponsor October Red to go out to Saudi. Now, that's not just to run around and do everything for him, like do all of his media, even though I'll do that. But that's for me to have the opportunity to go out there, to get the content out there in Saudi. The first time, I'm not going to include the London card because that is also Riyadh, but the first time I'm going out to Saudi. So yeah, Fraser Clark has very, very kindly offered to sponsor me to go out for the Beterbiev Bivol fight. Now, I'm speechless. I don't know what I'm doing yet because obviously I've got other commitments. But when a fighter looks at you and think, you know what, you deserve to be there, that is really, really humbling and kind. So I just want to say a massive shout out to Fraser Clark as well. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I want to let you lot know that he's very, very kind, very, very gentlemanly because he didn't have to do that, but he has. Right, moving on. Jordan Thompson, extremely good question. I've messaged Jordan, tried to get him on the channel a couple of times. I guess when he's ready to talk, he will. Obviously, it was suggested that he was going to go up to heavyweight. I've seen that he's been back in the gym. I've shared some of his posts in my stories. Another guy that I got on so well with as well. And I'd love to have a catch up with him. But unfortunately, I can't just nail him down and force him to do it. So unless I speak to him, James, I really don't know. Let's have a look. Eddie Hearn and Simon Jordan had their trilogy on Tuesday. Yeah, I watched that, but I missed it live. For once, it was respectful this time. And I like that. There's still a few disagreements, but Simon was well behaved. I think Eddie Hearn had Netflix with him, didn't he? Because they're filming their own show. with Netflix. So yeah, I do believe that it was more respectful behavior from both. But I will say he still gives Eddie a harder time than he would other promoters, and it's there to see. But I think that's just probably maybe a clash of personalities, and yeah, but no arguments from me because I was getting ready for the round 13 from the last time when they were going at it, which I absolutely enjoyed. Raymond Hales. To be honest, I think Beefy is vastly overrated. He's done, and Kelly schools him. Wow, I don't think he's overrated. Yes, we know Ben Shalom is boring. You can't say Otto. Hey, I don't think Ben Shalom's boring. I think he's amazing, and he's even better now he's got his new teeth. Kerry, got a shout out Kerry, number one AJ fan, a real boxing fan, a fan that turns up to practically every single fight, is there at the press conferences, and Kerry was the one that sent me an initial clip about what Eddie said about me on the stomping ground. So please, everyone, put your hands together for the beautiful, the wonderful Kerry Hazeltine. Right, let's have a look. Hospitals that say they won't use gas anesthesia anymore to put people to sleep before surgery. They just have Bluetooth speak. You, man, why would you say that about Moses? I don't find him boring at all. He's got a little bit of a cheeky side to him, that one. You know what fight I'd like to see, even though I don't know if that's ever going to happen? I'd like to see Moses and David Adelaide because I just think it'd be a fun, like, lead up. Because look, David Adelaide's needed in boxing. I hope he comes back out soon. I hope he fights whoever he needs to fight because he's another entertaining character for boxing. Like I said, he's got that energy and he will bring it wherever. It's Huma's interviews. Yeah, I don't know. Liam Smith was out of sorts in the second Eubank fight, yeah, and he did have a gripe with it at the post-fight presser as well. He said himself he didn't train well for it. I think he was. Did he lose too much weight or had a back injury or something? He's too technically sound for Kelly. I think Kelly's quite good though on his fundamentals. I like Adam Booth as well. He's his trainer. Too exact with his work. I fancy a stoppage for Smith round 7 to 8. Fair enough, Martin. Now, yeah, this is it. We are all having this. We have our opinions here. This is the open debates that we do have, and that's why it's good fun here because I can talk to you guys and we can talk openly about the fights in a mature manner. So no, yeah, whatever. You might come back here and say, "I told you so." It's not long, so it's 3 weeks for that, isn't it, or is it 2? Well, let's have a look. I still think it's really weird that Shannon Courtney and Matchroom haven't said they are not together. They're not together. You know what? And I'm going to put my hands up and say, sorry, I completely forgot about Shannon. When was the last time she fought? Yeah, I saw that, Raymond. Thank you for reminding me because I was going to bring that up. He went about it in a very roundabout way to say, look, he's still in my life. So is he managing you then? Well, he's still in my life. So he's not managing you then. He's still in my life and he always will be. And I thought, okay, look, who knows? But Harlem is there. He's a good fighter. I like watching him fight as well. A lovely soul, lovely kid. Well, you say he's a kid. I know he's 30, but he still looks about 16. But I just want to see him progress through his career as well. I don't want him having that same stop, start. That Azim fight could have been a good fight. And to be fair, him versus Ahara Davis would have been a good fight. But look, let's see what Wasserman have got in store for him. So yeah, I do agree. He could be in some very good fights. Matty Howard, how you doing? I ain't seen you for like 7,000 years. Hope you're well. Hope you're looking after yourself. Is Canelo versus Berlanga fight week next week? Yeah. Do you think Benelo? I'm sure when it gets to 9 o'clock, I lose my ability to speak. Anyway, do you think Berlanga can shake up the world? No. No, I don't. I don't. But I could be wrong, but no, I don't. Material girl, yeah. Flipping heck. I'm going to Turkey next month, and you better not be, Matty. See, I want to get some new teeth, but I'm not going to get them like. Oh, what was that film? There was a film in the 90s, and this guy had his teeth done, and they just look really ridiculous. I can't remember the film. I think he was a teacher or something. Oh, I can't remember it. I don't want them done, so it's just too much. Yes, Inuit. Yes, did I watch it? I don't think I watched it live, but yeah, I did watch it. Did he break his opponent down, or he started off a bit? He started off a bit slower this time, didn't he? But then what did he do? Give him a liver shot or broke the geezer's back? I remember him hobbling into the corner, and yeah, it definitely is an amazing card. Can't wait. So right, everyone should know by now. Use music. Eubank told you it's after 9 o'clock. Eubank will not fight anyone credible unless he's getting a truckload of money. He's a great salesman, but let's not be fooled. It won't happen. I like to try and remain positive, Raymond, but let's face it, we don't know what's going to happen, do we? We don't know. Get this fight out of the way. He'll be compensated well for it, and so should his opponent. And let's see what happens next. Right, Joshua Dubois, who do you think wins and why? I think because of experience, Joshua's going to win. And but upsets are upsets are possible. Upsets are possible anyway, but it's heavyweight boxing, isn't it? We know that Dubois punches hard, but what concerns me about Dubois is his defense. But I don't know. But I'm going to put Josh. I'm going to say Joshua's the favorite, and I'm saying it's because his experience, combination punches. He's a combination finisher, isn't he? So yeah, we'll see. I think Joshua, but it wouldn't surprise me if there was an upset because anything's possible. But I think Joshua's sort of like on his second coming now, isn't he? Second wind. And yeah, I agree. Chris Whitaker's opponent is the right step up. Cameron will give it, and he will. And only just lost to Arthur. Really close fight, and Arthur isn't bad either. Yeah, absolutely spot on. Yeah, Big Phrase looks after me, man. You gotta give him his credit for that. So can you shout him out and just tell him that he's great? If you're on any socials, just pop on his page and just say that. Fraser Clark is a lovely fella. Met him a few times. He's always polite and respectful and takes time to talk. Yeah, and he's literally that. Genuinely, that's what he's like. I think like I said, when he first met me, he was like, who's she kind of thing. And I get that because you just seen some random, you don't know. He doesn't know me, doesn't know my work or whatever. So he was a bit standoffish, and then I was a bit standoffish. But then I think it was his fight in Bournemouth that he had, and I think it was Ben Whitaker's debut, and I think that's when we started talking, and we've got on really well ever since. So yeah, that's amazing for Fraser to sponsor you to go to Saudi. That's incredible. What a great man. I hope you get the chance to go. We'll see. We'll definitely see. But he definitely has offered me to do that. Raymond says that Joshua within 5 rounds for me. Triple D not at his level, and defense. We mentioned the defense. Yeah, he's a top bloke. He should take the opportunity. I know I'll probably kick myself if I don't. But he's got a very important fight. And this is just me saying what I think. He's got an extremely important fight. He doesn't need to be thinking and worrying about sorting out logistics and whatever for me. I appreciate the offer. He didn't have to do it, but he's got more important things to do. And the opportunity will come and I'll get to go again if I don't go this time. I just want him to concentrate on this fight. It's really important. That's what's priority. Shane Wardy Clark, not in the UK, but life-changing money for both. So crack on, and the rematch will be brilliant. Yes, it will. Shout out to you, Dazza. Have a look and see what Billy Nelson's up to, Dazza, the fellow Scotsman. Eubank Jr. is a superstar outside the ring and lives the life. He knows how to sell his fights and rattle his opponents. He's a showman. He's a true showman. And I'm hoping he goes down the world title route. And that's what he should be doing because they're there to be won. And middleweight hasn't got any champions for me. Eubank Jr. needs that tune up in October. He's been active for over a year. I want to see Denzel Bentley back in the mix. When Denzel Bentley switched on, when he's on it, yeah, I'm not writing off Denzel. Let's have a look. Ben Shalom best card was all women, 0-2, Savannah Marshall Shields. It was on an amazing night. He's gone down. You reckon he's gone downhill? You reckon he's gone downhill, Matty? Sky Nicholson, Raven Chapman. The fight I've been calling for. Glad it's been made. Both at the same level, and good to see them fight on a Saudi show. Absolutely. Chris, I echo that a million times going forward. And I like the fact that His Excellency sort of like everything we throw at him, he throws back at us with an answer, which shows he actually does listen to what the fans want. He's got his ear very close to the ground, which is good to see. Frank seems to be definitely reinvesting his money. Like I said, we're here for the watch along. I think this is the second to last fight now, guys. Is it Masood Abdullah? Let's have a look. Yeah, we've got George Stewart, Scotsman. Is he Scot? Oh, fight. I thought he was a Scotsman. No, okay, fair enough. And we've got Masood Abdullah, and then it's going to be the main event. So this is the second to last, I think. Yeah, this second to last. I've been rattling on for a bit, haven't I? So what time is it now? Maybe about 10:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30. Oh, right, okay. Hot off the press, Kerry asked Frank Smith, who confirmed that Shannon Courtney is no longer with Matchroom. I wonder who she's with then. If anyone. Let me get through this chat because I'm going to commentate on this fight. When I first saw Shakur Stevenson, Joe Cordina, I was easy Shakur win. But Cordina, with a change of trainer, I think it's short notice for the change of trainer though, Chris. Gives him a better chance, but Shakur still wins for me. Change of trainers always makes me nervous, Chris. I don't like it, and I don't like it even more when it's close to fights. I understand that sometimes we move, we make choices, and we've got to do what's best for us. But it's because it's short notice. It always makes me nervous. But Cordina, a solid opponent, as Fraser Clark was saying to me the other day. Right, I think this is the vacant Commonwealth for featherweight. This is. So let's have a look. We've got a 7-0 with 1 KO, which is Stewart, going in against Masood Abdullah. He's a 10-0 with 7 KOs. So let's go. So here we go. Stewart straight into the center of the ring. Abdullah's on the back foot. I will get back to the chat shortly as Abdullah sweeps in for a body shot and goes for the hook. But George is able to evade that. 1-2 coming in from Masood. Counters with the 1 from Stewart. So we've got Stewart confidently sat in the middle of the ring, constantly keeping his back to the center of the ring. Masood on the back foot, tucking up, moving around to his left, both bobbing and weaving, obviously trying to find their range at the moment as Masood now confidently takes the center of the ring, throws a 1-2. Stewart's able to dip from that, counters back with a 1. I like the head movement here. They're both keeping their head offline. This is what we like to see. Hard to hit then. 1-2 coming in from Masood. As Stewart's able to dip 1-2-3 as Masood evades the 3, which is the hook to finish the combination, throwing his own hook. Who threw the uppercut then? Yeah, the uppercuts there coming in from Stewart. I'm sure those a bit of tartan shorts. Are we sure he's not a Scotsman? I know they're both British, but I thought he was a Scotsman rather than an Englishman. Shout out to the Scots. I will say the further up north you go, the more blatant they are with what they say. They just say what they see. I thought Brummies were bad, but then you get to Manchester, Liverpool, Newcastle, you just keep going up and it just gets more real. I can cope with that though. Just shout out to our very own Scotsman in the chat, Dazza. Bloody hell, Stuart caught Abdullah with a nice shot then. He just leaned on the ropes for a bit of support. Stuart's still on the front foot. Abdullah's on the back foot. Comfortably. Doesn't look out of sorts. Nice jab. Nice flicking jab came there from Stuart as he Abdullah throws one back and the hook whips in. Now Abdullah there takes the centre of the ring. Bit of a battle here for the centre of the ring, actually. So Abdullah comes in. Stuart's got nice movement. He rolls, he moves, he keeps that head offline. You guys know that I'm definitely not scoring. I do not score. I have no clue. I will just say what I see. I'll leave the scoring down to the experts. But round number 1 is over. Right, hold on a minute. Let's have a look. Matty's saying, just to change the subject, Ticketmaster under investigation for hiking up Oasis tickets. They've been doing to boxing fans for years, but this time they were pulled in for it. Flipping heck. I didn't know. That's one thing I haven't read on X. And so happy for Massey getting that opportunity for Opataya. And shout out to Jack Massey for taking the opportunity. Not running scared. Not saying that anybody else is. However, people aren't literally throwing their hand up to fight Joe Opataya, are they? So yeah, massive respect. Our Royston Barney in the crowd. I like that kid. So yeah, he's fair play to him. He's taken the opportunity. Massey took it. He fought Parker. Don't forget, albeit not said, yeah, it wasn't the same Parker. But yeah, that was a brutal fight, that was. Hold on, Martin. I'll come back to you in a sec. Let's go back into it. There's a little bit more urgency coming in from Abdullah. But I don't like his balance. The way he just ran into the ring there, he's got to really watch his balance on those legs. Because if you get caught with one of those shots, that's how you can end up going down. Both of them swinging at it a little bit here. 1-2, like an overhand coming in on the 2 from Abdullah. But Stuart comes forward with his own. Slightly wild with his shots. If I'm going to look at the shot selection, I'd definitely say Abdullah's the more targeted. He targets his punches better for sure. We can see that work coming in. The crowds obviously is for Abdullah. You can hear them cheering at every single shot landed. Let's have a look. Abdullah's still on the back foot. Stuart on the front foot. Body shot goes in from Abdullah and from Stuart as a counter. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. They're both having a little bit of a look at each other. Oh, gosh. Abdullah there nearly caught him with a shot there. It just skimmed the face of Stuart. To be fair, you know, good boxing here. Stuart's not come to lay down, but like I said, I just believe that he's a bit wild, therefore he's open. He's leaving himself open for, I'd say if Abdullah was throwing more counters, he's the hit first guy, and Stuart's more the counter puncher, but he's open. He's open for counters. If Abdullah sees that, throws a shot out, parries his counter and goes back in with a counter of his own, he's likely to catch him nicely. The jab flicks out from Abdullah. Stuart comes in walking forward with his own jab. But Abdullah seems to get himself off the ropes. And like I said, he's got more of his work's more tidy. He's hitting the target better. You see what they're like when they're working on the inside. Let's have a look. Nice jab there from Stewart. Uppercuts came in, sweeping uppercut came in then from Abdullah. 1, 2, 3. Coming in from Stewart. Jab. Lovely counter there from Abdullah on the chin of Stewart. That's better work there from Abdullah. I like that. Coming forward with the 1, 2. Let's have a look. Stewart coming in with the counter. Abdullah looks to counter him back, but the guard is up of Stewart. Better work. Even though through that sweeping uppercut, it seems to be missing him as the body shot comes in from Stewart and the hook just tapping the chin of Abdullah. Not phased by it. Yeah, all right work. Let's have a look. Dubois could catch him on the yeah, he could. He could. Look, it's fair game, isn't it? It's fair game. We saw, who was it? Who was it? It was Chef Clark that got caught on the temple, wasn't it? You know, when he was dipping down, when he was fighting Apache the other day, and he was dipping down and Apache was able to catch him and it sort of like frazzled him a little bit, but he showed tremendous heart. Yeah. We know that Daniel Dubois tends to dip like that. AJ doesn't necessarily dip like that unless he's coming in to hunt, to finish you off with the combinations. But Daniel's got a long reach. I mean, anything's possible in that fight. Look, I'm just looking at paper. When you look at paper, you can choose a favorite, but nobody knows how it's going to end up on the night, do they, really? No, I didn't see that happening with Ruiz either. I've been impressed with Massey every time I've seen him. He's got better, hasn't he? And I think he's out of the Gallagher gym, isn't he? He's with Natasha Jonas and Lawrence Okoli, isn't he? I'm sure he's in that gym in Manchester. Champs Camp. I'm sure he is. Let's have a look. Let me catch up because this fight, let's have a look. I don't know. This could finish midway or go the distance. I'm just looking at the power shots from both of these fighters. You really need them to maybe just sit down and try and see Abdullah's balance. He goes off balance a bit. Just like to see him just sit down, just a little, really commit, sit down and throw rather than punching and moving all the time. Right, let's have a look. Atuma Adelaide would be good. We just need to see a smoky version of Moses. He's a bit of an... I don't know what... I don't see him as vanilla. I see him as... You just know he's cheeky. He's a cheeky chappy, isn't it? He says what he says. And I don't see him as vanilla, but you know, guys in the chat, if you see Moses as being someone that's a bit vanilla for you, let me know. But I like that fight. I do like that fight. We need to see Adelaide back out. AJ got good ring IQ, knows how to keep the distance. Dubois doesn't know how to keep the distance. He gets hit too many times, and Joshua will knock him out in under 6 rounds, or 6 rounds or under. I can see where you're going with that, Matty. And like I said, when Joshua's on it, he's on it. Listen, we know that Dubois punches hard, but AJ's also a very heavy puncher as well. Will he throw those combinations in there? Because when he starts throwing them, you know he's going for the finish. Yeah. I'm going to say I'm going to stick with AJ being the favourite. I have reached out to Don Charles, actually, to see if I could get some content with him. But guess what? I haven't heard anything back. Never mind. Right, Chris is saying AJ gets it done inside 7 rounds. Dubois will land on AJ, unlike his previous 4 opponents. But Dubois' defense won't last 12 rounds. Good argument. We've got some good argument there. It's one of them, isn't it? Sorry, my face is just... What? Let's have a read. Hi, Red. New channel here. Oh. Am I doing a bit of free promo for you? Boxing Bros UK. Yes, another one. Nah. There's plenty of food for everyone to eat. Who cares? There could be 9 million channels. What makes your channel stand out? We were at the Bentley Olsese presser for our first one and was super nervous. Did you try and get accreditation for I didn't try. I did have accreditation, I just couldn't make it. But anyway, well done to you. All the best. Keep doing what you do. And it doesn't matter if there's 50,000 YouTube channels, it doesn't matter. It's can you stay in it? Everyone starts, but can you stay consistent? That's the key. Like the look of Mass. What's that, Dazza? Oh, Masood. Yeah, got ya. Right. Yeah, good fighter Bentley. As a Birmingham man, Raymond, you should have said earlier you're from Birmingham. You get special treatment. As a Birmingham man, I've got my fingers crossed for Tyler. How dare we even not support Tyler Denny? Tall order, literally, but he's a real one. Come on, Tyler. Yeah, we've got to shout out Tyler Denny. A true grafter, Tyler is. He's, when I first met him, it was a boxer. He was fighting on the boxer card and he was having the rematch with River Wilson Bent. We know how the first one went. Tyler doesn't mince his words. He was proper going off. This is the first time I met him. I thought, flipping heck. You'd think I was one of the judges. But what a fabulous man. He's funny. He's charismatic. He's an absolute warrior in that ring. He's awkward. He's a southpaw. He can punch. He's got heart. Listen, I want nothing more than Tyler Denny to win. Hamza Shiraz, lovely guy as well. Tall, rangy, has got that. He's just got incredible power in his punches. Tyler's used to fighting taller fighters. I think Brad Ray, he mentioned, might be the same height as Hamza. He's used to dipping, going under, coming up underneath the fighters. That's what he does. It's going to be a really good fight. I can't wait for that. And I'm going to be there because I've had the accreditation come through. So I'll be covering that fight week, fight night, etc., etc. All being well. So there won't be any watch along for that. I'm just umming and ahhing about the 12th. But yeah, Tyler Denny, man. Oh, here we go. What round are we on? Round 4 of 12. Just keeping my eye quickly on this fight. I don't like Masood's balance on his feet. He just doesn't seem to settle. Just settle. Don't jump out too far. You know, when you jump in and then you're jumping out too far, go in, sit down, work, move. Take a slight step to the right. Roll under the shots. Saying that, he just got caught Stewart with a nice chop on the chin there. Inside work from a bit of them now. Masood throwing the hooks. Stewart throwing the jabs. We've got 15 seconds left in round number 4 of 12. Better work here. That was a bit eye-catching. I took my eye off the chat for a minute. The clappers are going. Double jab. Backhand there from Masood. Nah, it's a slip. He slipped. Masood slipped in between the ring as the bell gone. You love boxing. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good night to you. Well, I guess it depends where you are. It could actually be good morning. I thought Bentley won against Janabek when they fought, which shows how much I don't rate the current middleweight champions. Chris, you are harsh. Chris, you still doing bits on your channel? Because you have to forgive me. I haven't been watching a lot of channels recently. So yeah, you got to let us know if you're still doing your content on your channel, unless you're all loved up. Who's that coach? I think I've seen him before. Masood is a good prospect. He needs to win this one and keep the following he has going. Yeah, your call. Yeah, Stewart is from... I thought he was. So obviously British, but a Scotsman. Yeah, he's not... Yeah. Lyndon Gilbert, good evening to you as well. Yeah, Massey's been training with a Coley. Yeah, be interesting. I don't even know what a Cole is doing because what was it? He was supposed to be fighting Kevin Lorena, and then I'm seeing that secondary purse bids. So they've been given an extension, I believe. Don't know what's happening with that. I always said that time when Richard Riakporhe and Lawrence Okoli had their little fracas in the cinema, that fight should have been made then. I don't want to hear about it now. The interest has gone for it. Well, for me, it has anyway. Heavyweights can knock each other out at any time, which is why we love the division. But AJ is a seasoned champion. Luke, good evening. Oh, Luke, you commented on one of my videos earlier. Good evening to you. Shout out to Luke Bevis. I think Moses Atuma is outstanding speed, southpaw, and can move quickly. Stamina hasn't been tested yet, but I can't wait to see him fight again. Hopefully, he'll be out. Hold on. He won't be out November, will he? Hold on, not November. October the 12th. He's not going to be out then. Do you think he could be on the Fury undercard? He could be on the Fury undercard, couldn't he? The rematch of Usyk and Fury could be on that card. Brummies in the house. Yeah, we've got to shout out the Brummies, Matty. No problem. Joshua is more experienced. I accept that. And I understand all the points that have appeared in the chat. But AJ's engine isn't good. You still think his engine's not good, Martin? Really? How many rounds has he gone since his box recently? Hold on. Let me just go on BoxRec and have a look at him. I'm still here. I'm just on BoxRec. I'm just thinking since he's come back. I know we went the distance with Jermaine Franklin, yeah? Let me have a look and see what his rounds have been like since he's come back. Right, Anthony Joshua. Let's have a look on his BoxRec. Blah, blah, blah. So, right, since he's fought Jermaine Franklin. Oh, piss off. Why are the ads on there? Right, since he's fought Jermaine Franklin, first of all, he's been very, very active. So we've got to give him credit for that. So Helenius went to round 7. Wallin went to round 5, forced him to quit. And then Francis Ngannou, obviously, is a mixed martial arts, MMA. But that was round 2 of 10. But he's gone 12 with Franklin. Obviously, we know we did 12 with Usyk twice. Pulev went to round 9. Ruiz, the second time, he obviously went to round 12. I always used to say, to be fair, I always used to get worried with AJ if it went past round, if it started to go 7s and ups. I always did get worried about that because I used to say that about, I'm not sure, I always get worried about him when he goes from round 7 onwards, but we'll see. He hasn't been the distance, has he, since he's been back? Except for Jermaine Franklin. Right, Dazza is saying Kakachi for the win. Denny for the win. He's backed. Dazza's backed Hutchinson over Boatsi. I knew you was going to do that, though, because Dazza, you popped up in the chat when he was fighting Craig Richards and said, please go and have a look at Hutchinson. He's not going to be a walkover. And it was you that made me go and do my homework on Hutchinson because, like I said, I just remember him getting stopped by Lennox Clark, but that's when he went down a weight. Yeah, mad one that was. Hopefully Craig Richards will be out soon as well. Which is why he needs to get him out there early. And Martin's counteracted that if he doesn't get caught early himself. See, look at this adult conversation. Speed does kill. That's a very good motto in boxing. Lennox Lewis once said speed kills. No faster heavyweight at the moment than Moses. And I think, who put it up? Somebody put up on X, there's me on the newspaper of X, that heavyweights these days are extremely heavy compared to the heavyweights of old. They were faster back in the day, etc., etc. So, yeah, speed does kill. I agree. Yeah, I'm still on my channel. Okay. My growth has been wild. I'm over 600 subs. Only starting in October because you started in a lucky month, Chris. Just keep going, Chris. Make sure you keep going. I'll have to I keep saying this and I never do it. It's not intentionally, I just forget. I need to post your channel in my community page. I can do that. So keep going. Been with abs from the off. The lady's very knowledgeable about boxing and her opinion is respectful. Many in boxing and respected by many in boxing. A great channel and she works hard for the sport. Thank you very much, Matty. Some people will say that I'm biased and opinionated and all the rest of it. Yeah, he was exhausted against Usyk. I can't deny that. I can't deny that. I'll never deny that. I was exhausted watching him, getting exhausted. So I was saying, like, I think it was the second fight. Was it round number 10 when AJ really started to pick up the pace? I was on a live watch along for that, and I said, Usyk's he's throwing too many shots in. It doesn't matter what AJ's doing. Usyk will win on points because he's just so busy. You know, when Usyk just is like moving, tap, tap, just moving, tapping. So the judge are just seeing ping pong, ping, like the shots just going off all the time. Extremely active. The only thing I'd say, and I've done this before myself, is I've watched fights where I've just watched Usyk's feet. I haven't took any notice of what his hands are doing. I've watched his feet. And sometimes he goes quite square on, but watch his feet because it works for him. And then I've watched it again and just watch what he's doing with his, obviously his hands, because he's quite complex. For those that are wondering, Sam Noakes is in the dressing room and he's warming up on the pads with his trainer. And I think his brother is standing there keeping a watchful eye on him. I've been rubbish on this watch along tonight, but we've got things to catch up on. So I'm not going to apologize. I will do the main. I'll do the main fight. I promise. Everyone is busy with their lives, so people don't need to apologize for not watching content. So don't worry about it. It's fine. But yeah, just make sure you keep going, Chris. And I'll always support the channel. I am subscribed to it anyway. AJ gets a lot of stick for being beat by Ruiz, but let me tell you, Andy Ruiz is one of the best. Has had one of the best amateur careers and had one loss on his card before AJ against Parker. And to be fair, that loss was debatable. I remember watching that. But he's not really come back as anything. What did you? I thought Jarrell Miller won the fight against Ruiz the other day. It's mad, isn't it? You know, when you graft so hard, it's like you really want to get somewhere. You got high hopes and ambitions. You work your ass off. You get there. You get the biggest payday of your life, and then it's like you just lose your vision. You lose why you started. Money really does strange things to people, and that's why I've always said I'd never want to be rich. I like being comfortable. It's nice when you're comfortable, but I'd never want to be rich because I don't know if that would happen to me. Because money doesn't change you. It just shows people or show you yourself what you really are, because you're in that privileged position where you don't have to anymore. And I never want to get like that. Right, AJ Shiraz, but Denny will give him problems. Okay, Chris is saying Shiraz. Kakachi, easiest fight to predict against, obviously. Why is his head gone on? Warrington, Josh Warrington, Hutchinson. I gasp. There's no one backing Joshua Boatse. Josh Kelly and Mark Chamberlain, of course. Ooh. The way that no one's got Boatse in this. Luke, hi Abs. I think Moses will be out before the year end. Not keen on the big push for the youngest heavyweight champ. You never know. He could fight Joel Joyce. They was at was it a football ground the other day and took a picture together? He could fight Joel Joyce. I don't think he'll fight Derek Chisora. But say, for example, and this is, I don't know what Joel Joyce is doing, by the way. I don't know. But they were together at the football ground the other day. We know that we've got the undercard for Usyk Fury 2 to make. What date is it? The 21st of December, allegedly, written in pencil or maybe a dark ink, but not quite rubber stamped. He could fight Joel Joyce on that card. Why not? I don't know. Let me know what you think. And if he fights Joel Joyce, would you say that's a rushed fight? I don't think so. I know he's been calling out everyone. I like when people have ambition. People are saying, "Oh, who's he think he is calling out?" He can call out who he wants. He's got ambition. Let him do what he needs to do. Doesn't mean he's going to fight all of them. Just shows that he's got ambition. But I don't know. We'll see. But I'm saying Joel Joyce. Maybe. Right. Ruiz is a top player. Yeah, it's his fitness. He's just greedy, isn't he? Was in a bad place at the time. Spider's a great fighter. Yeah. Yeah. But you still backed him against Boazzi. You know, I asked Boazzi as well. That's another one. You know how many requests I've sent out to come on the channel? And it's like, yeah, I'll get back to you. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I'll get back to you. And then they don't. Joshua Boazzi, you naughty man. Anyway. Right, Martin says, AJ said himself when he grabbed the mic, I'm not a 12-round fighter. He did mention about his weight and stuff, and it poor thing. Yeah, what do you mean? 5-week countdown to Beterbiev. Listen, this chat is, well, I am Beterbiev fan. Look, I've sat up out my chair now. Team Beterbiev here. I like both of them, but I'm always going to back Beterbiev because he's old like me, even though I'm older than him. But he's old in boxing years because of his training, because he can get splattered, he can get dropped, he gets back, and he still manages to stop his opponents. What is there not to love about Artur Beterbiev? Come on. Dmitry Bivol, fabulous fighter. He's got that rhythm. He's loose and heavy. I like the way he throws his shots. The sort of, not looping, but they're long, they're rangy. They're never like the short hooks, the tight hooks. It's sort of whipped round in a longer way. He's in and out. He's on his toes. He moves well in the ring. I don't know. There's just something about Beterbiev. I just like the way he looks at his opponents and he's like, oh, there's a gap. Bang. Oh, there's another gap. Bang. And then he just keeps going. Look at his feet. Look at Artur Beterbiev's feet. And I'm drifting off now, but I'm a massive fan. Look at the ring IQ from Beterbiev and look how he just goes in for the kill. And it's beautiful watching when he gets you because it's just, oh, I can't wait for that fight. I cannot wait. Like I said, that fight could have been on its own with a card of 700 nobodies, as in people I've never seen before. I don't know who they are, and I'd still be happy. Yeah. I've drifted off on Beterbiev. Right, money buys you comfort and expensive stuff, but it doesn't buy you class. You either have it or you don't. And that's what I'm saying, Matty. I'm going to put my hands up. I don't know what I'd be like if I had a lot of money. Like if I was stupidly rich. Like, yeah, I don't know. Boazzi was better against Aziz, but lacked confidence in the final round when he should have finished Aziz off. Or do you think he just took his foot off the gas because they were friends? I didn't really like watching that fight. But if you go back and watch the replay, I might have been shouting. But it was a fight that I was uncomfortable to watch. Bivol Beterbiev is a mouth-watering. Yeah, it's salivating, isn't it? Can't wait. Great card. Some epic fights on that card. We're going to be entertained. I have absolutely no doubt that we'll be entertained on that card. And you know what? I'm just happy that Saudi's just like a couple of hours ahead of us. So it won't be like that Los Angeles Riyadh season. I was literally... have you ever been that tired when you say something and you literally don't know what you're saying when you're saying it? Look, I know I mess up now because it's past 9 o'clock and I'm usually tucked up in bed asleep. but that was so hard to stay awake for all of that. And remember, we had Eminem performing. I was nearly in tears at that point. Ah, yeah, White Chisora. That seems to be there's a something rumbling with that. So let's see what happens. At the finale fight for both guys, maybe. Who knows? I wouldn't mind watching that again. It's one of them, isn't it? It's like that's the fight for old time's sake. I think. Does the winner of Boatsy Hutchinson get the yard fight, or does Boatsy yard happen? I think Boatsy yard's going to happen anyway. If I'm honest, if Boatsy if he loses, I don't know. If he loses, what's the point of Yard fighting him? Now Yard will. You remember Yard goes up to like world level, any. I don't think he'll fight Boatsy if he loses, unless there might be some wrangle tangles that's already been sort of secretly not quite signed but signed. I don't know. And I agree. I think it should be whoever's next in line to fight Hutchinson, which obviously if he wins to Boatsy, then yeah, why not? Why not Hutchinson Yard? I think the styles for Hutchinson Yard, I think that Yard wins that fight just because of the styles, if I'm honest. Yeah. Bivol Beterbiev, echo that. The best fight and matchup in boxing right now. You can't argue with that. You cannot argue with that. The unification fight, that fight excites me more than the heavyweight unification. How bad is that? I almost feel like I've betrayed the heavyweights when the heavyweights is what got my eyes on boxing in the first place. But that fight, oh yes. Yep, people are concurring. Round number 9 of 12. I thought this might go the distance, EBU title, innit? Nobody's really hurt any of the other ones, have they? Bivol Masterclass incoming. We'll see. We will see. Metal Box, how you been? Gosh, there's a blast from the past. Been quiet last few weeks as boxing. I've said the same. Hope you're well. I'm good. I hope you are too. And good to see you here. Yeah, boxing has been a bit strange, hasn't it? I guess this is the vacuum effect. But like I said, Frank Warren, he's got a show on. He had his press conference last week. I was up in Liverpool for the Ball Rios press conference. Content's out for that. Got to speak to Frank as well. So yeah, at least we're getting these shows. I can't complain when I see the money that is being made being reinvested into the UK. There are no fans like the UK fans when it comes to boxing, so it's nice to see that. It's nice to see these cards, even if I'm on here not doing the comms. So I apologize, and we're just having a catch up. It's good because we haven't spoke for ages. Oh dear, the nose of Stuart's bloodied up there. Some body shots gone in from a lovely, beautiful hook gone in there from Abdullah. Come on, go on, start to push it now. You can get in there. Flipping heck. You got to be careful with all the words that you say online now. I'm edging towards Beterbiev. Let's get that in the right sentence format, especially with my speaking after 9 p.m. Right, I'm edging towards Beterbiev because of his heavy hands. He has knocked out every single fighter he has fought, but Bivol is a world-class player. His feet and movement are amazing. I think Beterbiev's feet are better. Bivol's light and stuff on his feet is light, but I just think Beterbiev's feet are better because 1 minute he's on the outside and then the next minute he's inside and he's pummeling you with not life changing, but with rocking shots, whether it's to the body or to the head. Right, shame about Beterbiev's injury. I've always favoured Bivol when it was first spoke about this fight. Look, Beterbiev's always injured. He's an older man. He's an older fighter. Keep the faith. Luke is saying, I love Bivol's style, but Beterbiev looks absolutely horrible to fight. Music to my ears. Amazing to watch. I want Bivol to win, but I think Beterbiev wins. Yeah, I don't want Bivol to win, but I wouldn't be upset if he did. But I think Beterbiev wins. That's my take on it. I met well, I've met both of them, and Beterbiev was, in my opinion, more friendly. Even though, I got a picture with both of them, and I said, "Look, I know I'm not going to get an interview," and this was like with Beterbiev. I said, "But can I have a picture?" And he's going, "Yeah, of course." And I was just like, "Yeah, I love your boxing, whatever." And that was at the first press conference before the injury, and I was happy for the whole day. The whole day I was happy because that's all I wanted. I knew I wouldn't get a conversation with him, but the picture was enough because it's one of them that I can look back. Everyone gets like signed gloves and stuff, and I get that, but I'd rather the photographs. Do you remember that film Meet the Fockers? And then he's got pictures of he's with all these celebrities. Hopefully, when I'm getting up in age, further on in life, I'll start to print them off and just put them all around my house. I'll have all the pictures with the fighters. I love that. Photographs. I'm one for pictures. Not rich, definitely not rich. But would see. If I win the lottery, I wouldn't tell anyone, but there would be signs. There would be signs. My lives might end up on a yacht while I'm eating lobster, and some drinking, I don't know, some champagne or whatever. There might be signs. Or I pull up to press conferences, in a RSQ8, top of the range, brand spanking new, and you have to wear foot coverings to get in my car. Something stupid like there'd be signs. Here we go. Are we going to get a stoppage? He's tired. Bang, bang. Stewart's still staying in there. It's quite tough and durable. Oh, some punches coming in on the chin of Stewart from Abdullah. He's staying in there though. Every time you think that he's out of it, he ain't out of it. We've still got 2 rounds left though. Still got 6 minutes. Got 10 seconds left of round number 10 of 12. Do you remember the other day when I was on a live and it kept on replaying the same rounds? I thought I was going bonkers. Yeah, good lads. Chris is saying Boatsi versus Aziz was uncomfortable to watch, but I'm a brutal guy. Yeah, I just didn't like it because I know they get on in it. The undercard Bivol versus Beterbiev. Huh? No, don't say that. The undercard of Bivol versus Beterbiev. Poor. Nah. Metal box. Don't do that. I like that undercard. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. Do you agree with Metal Box J? Let us know in the chat. Talk to us, darlings. Has Metal Box J got a point? Because if he said it, I guarantee you there's going to be some of you that agree with it. The only one that I'm like not like, oh my gosh, it is the Chris Eubank Jr. fight, but it's that gimme fight that he wants, isn't it? So, but other than that, I don't mind watching Chris Eubank Jr. fight somebody that I don't know who he is. I don't mind that. That's better. Better work from Abdullah. Starting to sit down. You see what I mean about sitting down? Sit down. But look at his balance. Oh, I still don't like his balance. When you sit down and you really rotate that hip, get them power shots in. Right, Christopher Saba. Good evening. Eddie has just boosted you up for your questions and how good you are. This is after Parsons and Hart spent 5 minutes talking about designer cars and money. The need to take. I mentioned that earlier when we went live. So yeah, I gave Eddie's credit, and I had messages about it as well. And Kerry, one of the girls, sent me a clip as well. So yeah, everyone's got their own style, Christopher, sorry, and if that's like the banter and that's a conversation that um, Charlie has at the beginning of his interviews with Eddie, fair play to him. I think everyone's got their own style, and there'll be plenty of people that would prefer Parsons to me. So it's one of them. Just let everybody do their own thing. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, respect to Eddie for that because he didn't have to do that. He mentioned it as well, which is nice. But he has done it before. That's what I'm saying. He's done it before. This is not the first time he's done it. So absolute massive respect to Eddie. Yeah, see, big names, easy to predict fights. Listen, this is easy compared to that LA card. Yeah, that was. I said I was nearly in tears when it's the concerts that do it for me. But quite selfishly, I should be in Wembley, so I could get my blanket out and have a quick little nap when Oasis are doing their singing. You love boxing. I always feel like Buatsi has another gear. I think we'll see the best of him against Hutchinson. I do believe that as well. Even though Hutchinson is an awkward opponent, he's just relaxed in there, and he's a switch hitter as well. Um, I think he's going to bring the best out of Joshua Buatsi because we saw that at the press conference. Hutchinson's good at that. Like I said, another character that wants to get under your skin to rile you up. And we saw a different side of Buatsi, which was funny, where he said, "No, no, I'm not going to do anything." And then he starts emptying his pockets, which was hilarious. Because when someone says they're not going to do anything, but at the same time in saying that they're emptying their pockets, it's got the potential to go fully left. So that was good. And that's what I like to see from Josh. Oh, was you there for that? I was at the Wembley 94,000 Fury White worst card ever. Really? I can't remember who else was on that card. I just remember what happened to Dillian. And then I went on I did a live post fight because I wasn't doing the live watch alongs then. And yeah, I got absolutely buried on that because I like Dillian, don't I? That's what makes Bivol and Beterbiev the best fight. Everyone is split on it. Who wins? Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's a fight that every boxing fan wants to see. It's the best v the best. And the world will be watching. Yeah, we will. Especially over this side. Because sometimes over in the US, they don't really appreciate the quality of fighters that we've got over here. So I know what us lot over here, this side, will be looking forward to it. Obviously, I was glad Fury versus Usyk was made this year, but I still said Bivol versus Beterbiev is better than that. Yeah, I think it's one of them, isn't it? Because I think maybe because we were looking forward to Fury Usyk before, and then remember all of that malarkey, and then it didn't happen, and obviously we end up getting the fight. But I think we've been talking about Bivol Beterbiev for a long time. And we know what we're going to get. We know what we're going to get in that fight. We know what we're going to get from both of them. But when it comes to like real exciting fights, yeah, Beterbiev, Bivol. But in saying that, Chris, I was really entertained in the Usyk Fury. But I was entertained when Fury fought Deontay Wilder 3 times. I didn't even mind the trilogy because it was an absolute belter. But here we are. Yeah, I don't mind the undercard either. Yeah, if I won the lottery, I'd still be drinking Asda drinks. Expensive drinks don't taste good. You reckon? What was that time out for? What was he done? Low blow. That was really low. Oh, oh! Look at the state of Stuart's face. How long's his corner going to let him carry on for? His face is absolutely pummeled. Expensive drinks don't take. You know what? I'd like to say I'd take your word for it, but I wouldn't because I might try them myself. It's a great card. If you don't like that card, there's no pleasing you. Yeah, Abdullah's going for it now. Lovely uppercut there. There we go. He's going for the finisher. Round 12 of 12. 30 seconds left. Going in for the uppercut, but Stewart's still staying in there. Bloody hell, he's tough as hell. Still going, throwing the 1-2 back at Abdullah. Oh, lovely uppercut landed there from Abdullah. As he slips and he rolls, this is Stewart just keeping on his feet. We've got 18 seconds left of this final round before the 12 goals. Oh my God. Abdullah's catching him now. He might stop him. He might get that stoppage. But Stewart's still going. The ref's not stopping it. The towel's coming. Flipping heck. The towel's coming. He might have been able to hear the final bell. He would have lost, but taking too much punishment, ain't he? Oh, look at his face. Oh. Right at the end. But to be fair, look at the state of the kid's face compared to Abdullah's. Right, not as competitive, but we should see some good boxing skills on display. I think we will. The easy fights to predict is Bivol versus Beterbiev. Are Eubank? Shakur wins for you. Wardley. Ooh, Wardley and the Nicholson. Oh, you're saying that they're 50-50. Okay. Whitaker is a favourite. Arthur is higher than Whitaker. Interesting. And struggled with Cameron. Yeah, he did. He did. That's why I don't mind Ben Whitaker having this fight. If he had this fight or he had the Arthur fight, I get it completely. Two different complete styles, but there's nothing wrong with Whitaker having this fight because people are saying, he should have fought the winner. Why is he fighting Cameron? It was a close fight. I don't think this fight's a problem. I'm looking forward to this fight, to be fair. No, it's not a poor card. I wouldn't say it's a poor card. Yes, but the names are the best in boxing and nice to see them on the card. And Clark versus Wardley is another great fight. Do you think, literally, seriously, guys, do you think that us as British boxing fans just moan for the sake of it? No, seriously, can we just have a little breather? Also, go back to this time last year. Look at all the names that you've mentioned. Look at all the promotional companies that are involved with these names that have been mentioned. We would not have got anything close to this. But we still find something to moan about, even though it's happening. They've even just announced that the card's 17 quid. You know, this could have been a 30 quid. Well, not that one, but the Joshua one, 17 quid. All right, then, yes, for current DAZN subscribers. So what is it, 20 quid if you don't? But you know what the prices are on DAZN. You know that this is easy a 27 quid fight or maybe even a 30 quid fight. But you're getting it for 17 quid. But we're still moaning. We're still like saying, I'm not really, undercard's crap. No, it isn't. I don't think it is. And sometimes I have to take a step back because I think us Brits, sometimes we just want to moan just for the sake of moaning. There's no reason, but we just find things to pick at. Or is it just me? Martin says if you're going to go to Saudi, you might get to. I know. That's why I said I got to think about it, innit? But shout out Fraser Clark again. I wanted to say that to him on the live yesterday, but he had to get off. But that's where I was leading up to say thank you to him. Do you know what I mean? But obviously he had to get off. His phone was going and the live kept on getting interrupted. And then he must have been, I don't know, he must have messaged me like half an hour after saying, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. I had to take the call. So it was like, yeah, don't worry about it. We'll catch up another time. I was supposed to Send him a link to jump in tonight, but it's Friday. He's probably chilling with his family. He's been training all week, so just leave him to it. Empty your pockets, watch off. Let's fight. Right, Beterbiev is a natural beast. He is. Caseload at caseload at the weight was not. I see Beterbiev doing and succeeding in what Canelo couldn't do against Bivol, but still a proper swingers, real ruckus. Yeah, it will be. It's gonna be absolute carnage. It's gonna be absolute carnage because all Artur Beterbiev wants to do is get inside and maul him like a dog. They don't like each other. It's almost like there's some history between them, like they know each other of old. There's something in between them two. There's natural, what the boxing community likes to call it, needle. There's something in between them two. And I'd say that animosity was coming from Beterbiev towards Bivol more. So if I sat down with Beterbiev, I'd like to say, what is your problem with Dimitri? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if anybody else picks up on it because I believe there's a genuine dislike. I've never seen. Don't get me wrong. Arthur will sit there. Somebody will say something, and he pulls these funny. He's got really bad NVCs, a bit like myself, and he'll like what you want about or whatever. But that initial press conference, you could see he just didn't like Bivol. He didn't like him. So, yep, it's a brilliant card. Some of the best boxers you're going to see fighting Wardley Clark at main events. Yeah, it is. It is. And you know it is. Well, it already has been. Adam, I don't think you love me really, but good evening, Adam. How do you feel about Eddie Hearn giving you an amazing compliment on the stomping ground? I love your chat. Well done. Yeah, very nice of him. Very, very nice of him. And I've talked about it probably a little bit too much now. And ego is the enemy. He's made me feel absolutely fantastic. I feel absolutely honoured. And yeah, I can't say anything more than that. I'm gonna have to jump on him when I see him, like when I see him in a couple of weeks' time, and say thank you very much for it when I see him in person. But yeah, grateful, forever grateful. But I'm grateful for you guys as well, because it's you guys that sit here with me when we're doing these watch alongs, or when I've got my other content out there, when I'm attending the press conferences and the fights, and you are absorbing the content as well. So yes, it's wonderful that Eddie said that, but you guys support the channel. You guys help my subscriber count go up. So I'm grateful for all of you as well. And I mean that. I genuinely do mean that. Do you know what I mean? I remember when I had 50 subscribers. This is insane. I never, yeah. So yeah, I've talked to Peter Fury. Yeah, Peter Fury. He's lovely, but Peter Fury's class. He's another one that just says it how he just says what he thinks. And I've got so much time for Peter Fury. So much time for him. He's a gentleman and he's lovely, and he's always welcomed me into his gym, which is on private property. So grateful for that as well, because he's not going to let anybody in there. You're going to see two showmen in Eubank and Whitaker. Intriguing rematch. Yep. Seeing Shakur in our time range. Yeah, come on. Hold on. Let me say what Chris is saying now. Chris is nailed it. Right. Chris Welsh, 10:21 on this live watch along, hosted by yours truly, October Red, has said, you are going to see two showmen in Eubank and Whitaker. Intriguing rematch. Seeing Shakur in our time range. 50-50 women's fight and a main event, best fight in boxing. Doesn't sound poor to me. I couldn't have said it better myself, Chris. I really needed Adam Smith to actually read that out. Adam Smith would have read that out perfectly, and I can't do an impression of Adam Smith. But there we go. Nail, head. Hit the nail on the head. Scotsman. I'm sure I'm reading everyone's chat, Adam. I've just read one of yours. You know, sometimes when people do lives, they don't even read the chats. Go on to somebody else's live. They don't always read the chats. But a good way for me to not read your chats is to say that when you think you're being ignored, but I'm going through them systematically in chronological order. I think boxing is amazing at the moment. This is from Luke. Never thought we would get this. Totally agree. Enjoy it. Preach, Red. We went years not getting the fights that we really wanted to see. This is a golden time. Yeah, of course it is. Absolutely spot on. We've got some comments about the fight that is now over. You are right. We complain a lot in the UK, and to think US boxing fans have been paying 70 and the rest. But yeah, they've been paying 70 US dollars for fights, and we're getting one for 17 quid, and we're saying, yeah, meh. We're a funny lot, ain't we? We are a funny lot. We complain about everything. But I just think that's just Brits culturally. I think that's what we're like. We always find something to moan about instead of just appreciating what you've got. That card is amazing. It's a stat card and people are moaning. Please, this is a night of boxing to really get excited about. Gosh, is that how far back it was? I remember watching that. I've got a video with me screaming when he got dropped and then he was getting back up to fight Klitschko. I've got a video. I'll never forget that. It's crazy that he's watching that in my living room. Nuts. Makes you feel old. Chris, you're a baby. Respect to you as well, Adam. Patience is key. One of the biggest things at boxing, one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in boxing from, you know, starting up the YouTube and speaking to everybody that I have done in boxing is patience. Absolute patience. It's the key to everything. When things are going wrong, when things are going right, patience. But don't let anyone dim your light either. The Eastern Bloc knockers, lol. That fight card name, yeah. That's a fight card name for Bivol Beterbiev. No love, just hammers and bear sickles. Tune in and watch these two knock blocks off each other. Pow. Yeah, absolutely. See, Luke spotted it as well. I agree. There's definitely something negative between Bivol and Beterbiev, both in the amateur team, senior and junior, I think, at the same time for Russia. I'm sure most of people in this chat will know this. No, I didn't know they were in the senior and junior team together. So no, you learn something new every day. Luke, I'm one of these people that won't pretend to know everything about boxing. And there's people in this chat that could teach me a thing or two. We'll keep it to just boxing. Thank you very much. So no, I didn't. I didn't know that. I'll put my hands up. Something's happened. Something's happened. Are they doing the ring walks for the final fight? I think we're getting ready for the final fight of the evening. Yeah, main event time, guys. Let's have a look. By the way, Abs, your conversation with Adam Smith on his channel was good, very insightful, and it was great to learn more about you. Thank you very much. And thanks to anybody that went over and had a listen. I didn't expect to go on there, just got the call, says, do you want to come in? Yeah, all right, then why not? And then, so yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting to say the least. But I get it. I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more. But that was the tip of it. But yeah, that was the basics of who I am and why I do what I do. I put my money where my mouth is, and that's from Matty. And pay over the top prices to watch the big fights. and most times it's a poor card. The main event is the only real fight. Yeah, I get it. This card is stacked, and you've got to be pleased with it. Yeah, look. I paid 25 quid to watch, and this is from Christopher. I paid 25 quid to watch Eubank Jr. get knocked out by Liam Smith, and I didn't feel knocked. These up and coming cards seem to be worthy of my hard earned cash. 11 hours in a greasy kitchen. I'll splash the cash. Splash that £17. Do it, Christopher. I wonder where Ify is. My resident better. They're both in the ring. Oh, he's coming to the ring. Cheers, Chris. I appreciate that. No, yeah, I try to. Look, we're living in a virtual world, not a material one, even though we do live in a material world. Everything is very surface. But what I like to do is when we come into this virtual room, is just to have a conversation with everybody about boxing, because I'm a boxing fan just like you are. And like I said, I don't profess or pretend to know everything about boxing. There's loads of times when I've been in this chat and I've learnt things from you guys. Do you know what I mean? All it is grown adults debating the sport. And one day, for the subscribers, and I'll know who all your usernames are, I'm going to do something where we go somewhere and it's a live event and we're there together and we have this debate. We're all sat round and we're all talking boxing one day. Definitely that's something I want to do before I pop my clogs. It's time to start. 1 second. Hold on, let's have a look. I'll be back in the chat in a bit. It's main event time now. We've got the Italian looking very sturdy in there. I like Sam Noakes. So we've got a Belgian, French, and Dutch judge. Okay. That should be fair and balanced. No British and no Italian. Interesting. We've got the referee just speaking to the corners there, having that final word before they step into the middle of the ring. The ring empties. I do like this. So Sam Noakes, 14-0. 13 of those have been KO. He's the EBU champion, and this is his defense. I think his first defense, going up against the Italian, who's 24, 1-1. So he's had what, 12? He's had 12 fights more than him. Clearly experienced. His record's not bad at all. I haven't had a look through Ceglia's opponents to see who he's actually boxed and had a look at how they fight. But he's had 12 more fights. So let's see how this goes. Can't really comment much. Let's have a look and see. All right. Oh, I like Sam's outfit. Very colourful. I like that. He looks quite clean, doesn't he? Eddie Lamb in the corner. Eddie Lamb. So Eddie Lamb, Bradley Skeet. That's Sky Nicholson's corner, isn't it? I know Bradders isn't there. Obviously, he's head coach. His name skips my memory, but I've seen him before. British Commonwealth. Undefeated EBU. He's got a few titles, but obviously the EBU is the one that's on the line. Come on. Hear the crowd. Where's some Barney Smith there? Camera just panned onto him. Gentlemen, where's the ref? When you're ready, love. So, referee, just having a quick chat. Yeah, what we said in the dressing room. Fighters walk back to their respective corners. Trainers have the final hug and the kiss. Sip of that water from the corner of the Italian as they get ready for this European title fight at lightweight. I'm Abs of October Red. You've joined us. We're doing a live stream. No footage, but myself commentating over this main fight because we've been gossiping for the rest of most of the night beforehand. Ceglia takes the center of the ring, goes forward and throws out the jab first. Noakes hooks up and throws out his own jab. You can see there Celiga's going to try and push forward to force Noakes to smother his work. As you can see, he's not able to really establish that straight jab yet as he holds Ceglia and goes in for a body shot. The ref separates the two. Noakes was in the red corner on the ropes there, not in any discomfort. Obviously just pushed back from Ceglia. Body shot going in there from Noakes, hook, uppercut. Ceglia answers with his own hook to the head. I just want to see Noakes just find his range a little bit more because that jab that he's throwing, it's a half jab. It sticks. And then he's going in for the body shot. As you can see, body shots there, both sides from Noakes. Overhand right from Noakes. So Ceglia, we've got Ceglia on the front foot here. Noakes walks forward and gets in with a nice uppercut. That's a better jab now. We're seeing a better jab established from Noakes. I was worried about that. Jab comes back from Ceglia as he dips down. Ref separates the two. Double jab there from Noakes. Ceglia's in the center of the ring. Nice triple jab coming, body shots in. But we see that Ceglia, he likes to dip his head in, which, like I said, will smother the work of Noakes. And then you've got to be mindful that he could probably dip his head in and maybe go for an overhand. But Noakes seems to just kind of like grab hold of him so he stays down, not giving him the opportunity to potentially dip down and think about throwing an overhand right. Ceglia still in the center of the ring as Noakes walks forward, pushing him back with the jab. Throwing a variation of shots there. We've got the hook to the head and then two body shots. He throws out that jab hand again. This is Noakes, more or less like a marker. He's not really using the jab for what it is, but maybe a marker. Throwing again, lead hook, no jab. Where's his jab? There we go. Jab comes in from Noakes. Jab comes back from Ceglia. Hook from Noakes. Ceglia counters with his own. It's nice though because Noakes, I'd say, has got him in control. He's not really letting him out of his sight. Even though Ceglia's like the center of the ring, he's not really trying to cut the ring off for Noakes. So Noakes is on the back foot and able to push forward. He's still able to navigate where the fight's going. So yeah, good first round from Noakes. Just like to maybe see him work off that jab a little bit more. Let's have a look. I don't think I've seen that. Thank you very much, Adam. Yeah, Klitschko, amazing fight. I wonder if His Excellency will go down the terrestrial TV route at some point, as money is no object. Imagine seeing some of these fights on ITV, BBC, like the old days. Imagine. But I think because we're in the age of apps, would he even need to? Because obviously we know that Wasserman has his shows on Channel 5. I just think with the way that the market is, I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time I watched 1, 2, 3, or 5. Everything's more app-based, isn't it? Noakes keeps on getting better every time I've watched him. I think I went late stoppage win for Noakes on this one. Okay, fair enough. Really want to see Noakes versus Mark Chamberlain. Yeah, not a bad idea. Right, let's go back in. Noakes comes out, flicks out 3 jabs, I think, pushing Ceglia back out of the center of the ring as he comes back with his own jab and parries. Nice parry in there from Ceglia, even though Noakes looks as if he's probably got more power as he pours out the jab and Ceglia comes back in with his own counter. But it seems as if Noakes is now on the front foot. Ceglia once again dipping in, just making the fight a little bit untidy. Try He's disrupting the rhythm of Noakes, but the ref separates and it gives Noakes chance to reset, regroup. Oh, beautiful hook there coming in from Noakes. Ceglia was backing onto the ropes and now finds himself back in the center of the ring. Noakes throws the uppercut, able to parry the shots that came in from Ceglia. Nice body shot there. That was on the border. Nice whipping body shot from Noakes, and Ceglia does the same, but he's already looking a little bit tired. I think these body shots may be getting to Ceglia a little bit. Apologies if I'm not pronouncing his name correctly. But it does look like those body shots do count from Noakes, if I'm honest. And we've got to look at his percentages. 13 knockouts in 14 fights. So he clearly does pack some power. Yeah, so he's working the body, overhand. Ceglia gets him into a clinch. The referee separates the two. Both men fighting for the center of the ring. Noakes is looking confident as he walks forward, throws the 1-2. Ceglia just pulls a jab back. Once again, the head dips in, the clinch. Ref separates the two. Nice jab coming out from Noakes as he just taps out the backhand as well. Ceglia tries to throw an uppercut. Noakes is able to slip out the way and throw 1, 2, 3 to the body. Nice work. That jab again as he uses it as a marker, almost pushing him back with it. He's not really saying that. He just threw a nice couple jabs there, but there you go. He goes tap, tap, tap. Throws to the head, throws to the body. I think the mouth of Ceglia's open at the moment. I really think those body shots are getting to him because I can see that I don't think this is going to go the distance, you know. I think his mouth, Ceglia his mouth is wide open and the shots that Noakes are throwing are counting. He's making them count. 1, 2 coming in from Noakes, jab coming in from Noakes, jab, jab, jab. Hook from Noakes. Ceglia counters with 1, backed up onto the ropes. Flinchy as he's looking for the work that's coming back in from Noakes. He tucks up. Yeah, I think he's a lot weaker than Noakes, and I think he probably will end up getting the stoppage with this. Is that a joke, you man? I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that. Amazing corner. Totally agree. Noakes, Chamberlain, get him on the Saudi card. Well, it will be because Chamberlain's always on him, isn't he? Noakes wins on points. Do you think he wins on points? This guy's no pushover. Only lost 1 fight, I know, and he's had a draw. He's here to win. I don't know. Unless he's playing possum, Matty. I don't like his body language. I don't like his feet. Let me have a look. Right, okay. Both men to the center of the ring. Both throw at the jab at the same time. Noakes is able to sort of slip to the side of it. Body shots 1, 2, 3. Pushing Ceglia back 1, 2 again. Ceglia comes in with his own shots. 1, 2 coming back in from Noakes. Hook comes back in from Ceglia. Legs are dipped from Ceglia as he throws in his own body shots. Noakes answered with his own. A bit of phone box work we're getting. Noakes trying to pivot off the ropes. Ceglia just pulls him back in. Ref separates the two. Not too much. Not too bad here, if I'm honest. Let's have a look. He throws out that jab. That's it. Just work off that jab, Noakesy. Noakesy, you know. Work off it. Let's have a look. Ceglia sort of like tucks up, walks forward, and then like drops his guard. I don't know if it's to like see what he's doing or to invite him to go for the body shot so he can headshot, so he can counter back. But I think Noakes has got too much power for this chap. Noakes throwing out the jab again. The 1, 2 hooks coming in from Ceglia. Body shot, dip down, dip to the side, to the right-hand side of Ceglia's body. Uppercut once again from Noakes as he throws out the jab. 1, 2 from Noakes. Ceglia tries to come back with his own. Once again, he kind of like pushes. When he's throwing his jab, he's pushing it out like to line up. He needs to just be careful of those shots, though. They're slightly just on that belt, and that's Noakes to Ceglia. 1-2, once again from Noakes. Punching through the guard. Ceglia just manages to move back and evade some of those shots that were heading his way, which would have been body shots. Nice, strong hooks, but not falling into any trap. Noakes keeps his pace. Jab, jab, coming in from Noakes, dips down to the body. Ceglia trying to throw out his own jab, not landing. There we go. Got to the body there. Nice work. Nice from Noakes. I just like a little bit of confused how he uses his jab. It's more like a measuring tool rather than the jab itself, because he wants to use that right hand. He wants to throw those body shots in, as you can see now, the combinations, the uppercuts, which Ceglia's throwing back to him. Ceglia tucks his elbows into his body. You can see that he's probably tough up top, can take the shots up top, but doesn't want that body getting attacked, which is what I think Noakes should continue to go for. Gosh, round 3 finished already. Good work. Noakes nailed on knockout within 3 rounds. Yep. Ceglia coming forward only suits Noakes. This Italian guy's got a good chin. Noakes needs to take his time and don't waste his punches. This guy's a seasoned fighter. Agreed, Matty. That's why I said late stoppage. Lozzie Longshanks. Wow, you're such a breath of fresh air. Lovely energy you give. What diamond in the boxing game you are. Subscribed indeed. You know when you just think it's someone having me on? Very poetic way to speak. Thank you. And thank you for subscribing if you have, really. But thank you. Here we go. Round number 4. All right, remember this is a 12-round fight. It's Noakes' first defense of the EBU belt at lightweight, going up against a seasoned, experienced Italian fighter, Ceglia. Let's see if Noakes is going to get this chap out of here. I think he really starts to probably just maximize on those body shots. He doesn't like them. But to be fair, when Ceglia gets going, he's got quite nice, fast hands, to be fair. When he gets his shots off, when he's not just coming in head forward, which he does to get in that clinch. Jab, uppercut, backhands coming in from Noakes. Jab from Noakes. Jab from Ceglia. Jab, jab. Touch, touch, touch. You know what he's going to do. It's that touch, it's that touch, it's that touch, it's that bang. Hoping to get that whipping shot in. But like I said, when you're going up against somebody that's experienced, they may know that. They know the tempo. And it's all about disrupting that potential tempo. See, there he goes again with the jab. He kind of like pushes it out because he wants to throw the body shot. And this is the work coming in from Noakes to Ceglia. It's like sometimes he uses the jab as it is, but then sometimes he uses it as a measuring stick, and then sometimes he just sticks it out and holds it there so he can get those shots to the body. I think, yeah, you can see the reddening on the ribs of Ceglia. I really think that's what he just keep going for, the body, whip, whip, and then tuck that uppercut in. Do you see him holding out with the jab? Ceglia comes back and counters Noakes on the chin. Uppercut, uppercut and the right hook there from Noakes. Apologies. See Ceglia tucking up, jumping forward, throwing in his own shots. Noakes really like punching through that guard, but I'd literally lovely overhand right over the guard there from Noakes. But Ceglia comes back in with his own uppercut. Let's have a look at his breathing as he tucks in and comes in with his own work as well. Noakes is definitely more busier. We are going into round number 4. I think I'm just convinced if Noakes really starts to work that body, he'll finish him off with a body shot. Because even the size difference, I get it, body composition and stuff, but the size difference of both men is obvious. Here we go. Noakes tucks up on the back foot, throwing the body shots, the uppercut, and working forward. Nice that is. Ceglia's a fighter on the front foot, but Noakes is coming off the back foot from the corner and still able to push his opponent back towards the center of the ring to regain control. The bell went there, but lovely work from Noakes. I like that because that shows strength. That shows him commanding the fight, albeit he's on the back foot. When you look at that and you observe it, you see the stronger fighter with what Noakes is doing. I like that. I really like to see a fighter take control. It's appealing to me, especially when they've been pushed on the back foot. Yeah, just those little things. I'm not going to be able to understand what the corner's saying in Italian, obviously. Noakes very good and improves every fight, but as you go up, you get better opponents. He needs to give this guy respect. Yeah. On TNT, on Discovery. Apologies. TNT, I'll leave that chat up. Here we go. The bell goes, and I think we're going into round number 5, is it? Right, Noakes now takes the center of the ring. We are in round number 5 of number 12. If you've just joined us, I'm Abs of October Red. Welcome to the channel. This is a live watch along, no footage. You're going to have to listen to me rambling on about the technique of the fighters and giving you my version, how I see the fight going. But welcome to all of you. The live watch along of Noakes versus Ceglia. And this is for the EBU Lightweight Championship. So yeah, warm welcome to you. Noakes throws the jab back out. Ceglia answers with his own. My headphones on. Just so I can hear the crowd and a little bit of the... I tend to drown out the commentary, but I'm listening to the crowd cheering. Jab, jab, jab. 1-2 coming in from Noakes. Ceglia, like I said, he tucks up because he's going to get ready to jump in as he throws out a jab. Very nervous, very flinchy. Even like some of the facial expressions that Ceglia pulls in front of you. I guess if you were new, that would make you quite nervous. But Noakes takes it in his stride as he throws out the 1-2. And once again, Ceglia just comes into him with that head of his. Just whack him in his body shot. Uppercut comes in sweeping, but just misses the face of Noakes as he gets out of range. The jab coming in from Noakes once again as he throws in the body shot and finishes the combination with the overhand right, resets and goes back to do the same thing again, working off that jab, establishing it so we can throw that right hand. A little bit predictable, but that's his rhythm. And so far, Ceglia is not able to disrupt that. Nicely caught him with a lovely jab coming in there. And that's Noakes to Ceglia. Once again, pulls it out, holds it out and throws the 1-2. Ceglia, once again, he tucks up, he dips in and he looks to march forward. But the ref's got it. It's like, stop doing that. Stop coming in with your head. All right, that double jab coming out from Noakes, I beg your pardon. As Ceglia goes back onto the back foot, we've got the watchful eye of the corner just waiting on the apron. Nice jab there, Ceglia threw out to Noakes, just knocking his head back slightly there as we're coming to the end of round number 5. Yeah, Noakes Chamberlain would actually be better on a Saudi card than it being a headliner in the UK, if we think about it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go the distance, to be fair. I think if he just keeps up the momentum, he's got good rhythm, he's in control of the fight, he really is. Just continue to work that body. Just body, uppercut, overhand. just really start to manipulate the body shots. Uh, I think that's how he'd probably end up stopping him because he just looks like he's weak to the body. Right, if Noakes wins this by knockout early, you have to say he's as good as we think he is. Well, we're going into the second half now. Well, finishing the first half, round number 6. We've got some reddening, some bruising, and a little bit of blinking we can see from Ceglia, which he wasn't doing in the earlier rounds. As he comes straight in, tries to take the center of the ring, but straight away Noakes is throwing out that jab. Ceglia throws out his own, jumping in with his 1-2 body shots, tucking up as Noakes throws out his own jab. Jab comes in from Ceglia. Jab, jab from Noakes. Once again, the jab. Ceglia jumps in. Noakes jumps out, gets out of range. Nice range difference there. 1-2, once again to the body. That left hand to the body. Nice shot there from Noakes. I like that. He's showing that variation. Upsetting your opponent. They're not going to know what's necessarily coming next. That's why, that jab is almost like a disguise shot because anything can come off that. You haven't got to throw the backhand. You can literally throw the same hand to the body. Mix it up. Confuse him. As he pushes Ceglia back onto the ropes, Ceglia gets to reset and moves, jumps back. Ceglia tries to throw this uppercut at Noakes, but it always seems to miss. The ones that he can catch him with is a jab or the overhand he's caught him with. But Noakes, just like I said, he just seems like the more powerful, the more confident, the more front-footed fighter. Even when he's on the back foot, he's controlling it really nicely, and I like it. That's it. As he throws that 1-2 to the body again. Once again, Noakes on the ropes, on the back foot. Ceglia comes in, more work from Ceglia, but Noakes works on the inside and is able to. He didn't do anything. I don't know what the ref was seeing, but he manages to get a couple of hooks into the head of Ceglia as they were in the clinch. Jab, jab from Noakes. Ceglia dips in with that head once again. Jab, jab. Coming out from Noakes. 1, 2, 3. Uppercuts on the third. Body shot. Head shot. Ceglia manages to just get off, pivot off the ropes quite quickly. He never stays on there for too long. He's fluid. He moves. That's his experience. He's willing to take those chances to know that when he's moving, he could get caught with a shot. But he's quick. And this is Ceglia. Ceglia. Body shots. I like it. Noakes is really starting to put that work in on the body. Ceglia is there wrapped up on the ropes. Ref separates the two. We get that heavy breathing. Keep going for the body, Noakes. Uppercut. And the bell goes. Let's have a look. Yeah, heavy breathing coming in from Ceglia as he goes back into the corner. A little bit of a bruising as well to his face. Yeah, I agree. The ref, the ref just bumped into the ring girl and they both just smirked at each other. Only one winner. Feels like Ceglia's in there to survive. If he's Italian, it's Ceglia. It's pronounced like Ceglia with a Ceglia. What's his first name? I'm multitasking at the moment, watching this fight, writing my scorecard on paper, commenting on your stream, messaging people. That's it, Chris. I love to see a bit of multitasking. Noakes versus Chamberlain is another great British fight. I'll leave that on the screen. Here we go. Round number 7. Yeah, we're in the second half now, guys. What do you think? Do you think that it could end up in a stoppage? And this is as Noakes puts Ceglia. I've just listened to it now. Ceglia back onto the ropes. Apologies for my mispronunciation as Noakes really starts to attack the body, throwing several hooks into the body of Ceglia, pushing him back, guard up high, jab, jab coming in from Noakes, high guard from Ceglia, on the back foot, legs looking a little bit flimsy, taking that deep breath out. Yeah, I think as Ceglia throws in a hook to Noakes there, but Noakes is really whipping those body shots in, walking forward, comfortable. I don't like the body language of Ceglia. Just literally, like I think Dunfor said, one of you said that he's in there. Yeah, Chris said that looks like he's in there to just survive now. There's so much output from Noakes. Don't get me wrong, he's firing back, but there's nothing meaningful coming back. The chin's lifted up of Ceglia as well. Needs to take that air in. But I think Noakes is doing exactly this is how you break down your opponent. I like what he's doing here. Walking forward, keeping calm, composed, good punch selection, not necessarily always head hunting, and working that body as well. Did you just look at his corner or was it me? It must have been me. Very, 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 very one-sided. 1-2 from Noakes. Flick of the jab comes back from Ceglia as he just sits on the back foot, drops himself. Nice body shot round the side there from Noakes. I like that. Those are the ones. I'm sure isn't that one that got Inoue the other day, which had his opponent like dragging himself back to his corner. Let me have a look. Am I seeing blood? Let's have a look. Noakes comes forward, throwing out that jab again. I think we've got, 15 seconds left of round number 7. So a bit of blood on the nose of Noakes as he throws in another hook to the body. Ceglia just flicks out that jab, flicks it out once again. I think is it Noakes that's bleeding? Noakes Chamberlain up there with Wardley and Clark. Yeah, just don't think Ceglia can take this much punishment. If he does, then wow. Oh, I was just going to listen to what the corner was saying. Yeah, Henry, good evening. And thank you for joining us as well. Yeah, Noakes confidently winning. I mean, this last round, Ceglia weren't really throwing anything at all. Breathing heavy. Chin's not as tucked as it was before because he's taking in that extra air. So yeah, I'd say Noakes is confidently winning. Yeah, it could go the distance, to be fair. But it would be nice if Noakes does stop him. Or Dunfor saying he feels a KO coming. Right, we're going into round number 8. Look at me. It's way past my bedtime, guys. I can't believe we did that live all the way through the night the other day. Never doing it again. Right. Right, here we go. Back as Ceglia's back on the ropes. Noakes is just tapping out the jab. Ceglia like tries to launch forward. Noakes just moves out the way, but nothing's thrown. It's like he's charged at him and then stopped in his tracks. It's like, oh, yeah, I've got to hit him, but he doesn't. I think that Noakes has got more in him. I think that he can go up. I think he can really like work harder. Just put your foot down a little bit now. That's what I'd like to see him. Just literally start to put his foot down. Don't let him out of that corner. Stick the pressure on him. Keep him there. You see, he uses his jab hand to but then he lets him out the corner. Stop letting him out. Put the work in. Keep him there. You can put that pressure on him. You're fit. You're strong. Watch when he pushes him back on the corner because he'll do it again. Here we go. All right, Shegley is trying to come forward at the moment, but Noakes is going to confidently push him back onto the ropes. He's doing it again now. He's looking for his shots, but then instead of sticking on him, he's letting Ceglia like push him back out. Yeah? Keep him there. Work him. Put that pressure on him. He's composed. But I just want to see him like, yeah, stay there now. Stay there with him. Don't let him out the corner. Keep that pressure on him. He's definitely breaking him down. As you can see, he's flicking out the jab. Cheglia's guard's totally gone. I don't know what's going on with his feet either. A body shot comes in from Noakes. Jab, 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 jab. On the ropes. Uppercut. Ceglia comes back with a counter. Tucks up. But then he waits. He lets him off the ropes. Keep him there for a bit. Work him. I think you can do that. I'd like to see you do that. But I get it. It's a confidence performance from Noakes. But look, he's throwing the 1-2, but he's always like resetting. Well, there's nothing coming back from Ceglia, really, is there? And even if the shots that are coming back, they're getting blocked. Noakes is moving out the way. Very, very one-sided at the moment. 1-2. And you can see the swellings on the head of Ceglia. That's better. Throwing in some uppercuts. But once again, allowing him to get off the ropes. He's giving him a hug there. Like he wants to tell him he loves him. Stoppage would be a statement of intent, even though Noakes will win every... Yeah, he is. He's very confident. I think his corner's asking him if he's okay. Oh, I wish I could speak Italian. The guy just wants to get the distance in this fight. Noakes is too much for him. Too much, too good for him. Yeah, here we go. Thought so. Yeah, look. His eye. Yeah. It's over. Yeah. Yeah, stopped it. Yeah, you could hear that. I said to his coach was saying, are you all right? No, yeah. It's over. Yeah, yeah. You could see his legs were all over the place, innit? Yeah, he wanted the fight stopped. So he's, well, what is he now? Now he's 15-0 with 14 stoppages. Do you think they're going to make the Chamberlain fight? Mystic Welsh. We like it. Ceglia is tough, but he looks battered. Yeah, he was off balance and all sorts, weren't he? Nothing was coming back. But I just, when I could have saw like Noakes really like just sticking it on him and then just like stopping him on the ropes. I could see that from him. Do you know what I mean? But it was still a good, one-sided, confident win. On to the next. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the chat. That was a great win. The Chamberlain fight has got to be made. Kyoshi, good win for Noakes. He needs to fight Mark Chamberlain next if Chamberlain gets past his next bout. It's one of them, isn't it? Let's see what he says. Bit open and closed, ladies and gentlemen and ladies. Yeah, look at the eye. Ceglia might have a fight lined up for. Well, now could be he's going to have a ban now anyway because it's a stoppage, isn't it? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to see. You know what? I haven't even clocked if Frank Warren's in the crowd this evening. I'm not sure if he's there. I know I saw one of his. Oh no, he's not there. That's his son in the ring, isn't it? Yeah, really. Yeah, I didn't mind that fight at all. Get that fight made. We will find out if that's going to be a fight that'll get made. We'll see. Obviously, they're going to bring him into the center of the ring. Obviously, call it by a TKO stoppage. No more. Can't carry on. But Matty started the goodbyes for us. Great live, Abs. Take care. Until the next time. Until we meet again, my lovelies. Just to let you know, just to keep you in the loop, I'm waiting for Frank Smith, Eddie Hearn to get back to me next week. Frank Smith will probably be alive, so if you could make it, you can be interactive, ask him some questions, but all I ask is you keep it very, very respectful. That's the only thing I'll ask from you. He keeps on hugging him. Is he concussed or something? Very loving, isn't he? And then obviously Eddie Hearn would just be like online stuff that I'll post out later. There is a rumor that there could potentially be a boxer press conference. Don't think I'll be attending that. But what I will try and do is line up on some online work with Jamie Takivi. I'll see if I can get Shay McGuigan as well. So I'll try and get some content for you next week. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in to the live watch along. I'm going to go and get my beauty sleep because I've got training in the morning. Thank you ever so much for joining in with us. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, why not? You filthy animals, hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Likes, all the other stuff. But yeah, you guys have been absolutely great. Let me just say goodbye to the chat. Yeah, just his son, Lance to Business. Oh, Kayoshi, thank you very much for the super chat. I always appreciate you being here as well. No, we're not calling anybody a T-boy. We're going to be nice. Frank Smith doing a live. He's the only promoter that will do a live on my channel. So only respectful comments. Cheers, Abs. Enjoyed this and have a good one, everyone. I like that. How polite is that? See? One big happy family. Yeah, thank you to all of you that have tuned in. I'm going to get off, get my beauty sleep, as should you. I'll catch you next week with some content. And you know what it is. You know what we say at October Red. Come on. Stay ready.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care. People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't